Welcome, welcome, welcome. Potent Podcast, episode 27. Jay here with Trills. Trills, what's up, bro?
Chilling, bro. What's up with you?
You like this new look right here?
I'm digging it, man. That's a step up.
For sure. So for the people that are going to be listening audio only, the YouTube has been stepped up a lot. You know, it looks a lot better. You know, there's a cool little ticker here at the bottom. You know, like our logos in the background. You know, we inching towards being legit, Trills. Inching towards it, just getting closer and closer to it. What's up with you, bro? I heard you weren't feeling too good. You feeling a little bit better now?
Yeah, I'm feeling better, man. This is crazy, man. Like we said this before, but in 2020, man, you can't even get sick without thinking you're about to kick the bucket, bro.
Right. Right. And then when you say you're sick, I'm like, oh my God, like, like I get nervous too, right? Like, I'm just like, and it's crazy, man, because it'll just be something small, right? Like, as soon as you get a sniffle, you're like, oh my God, you start get paranoid about like what it could be. And it's like, yeah, man, what a time to not be sick. Like, I mean, like if you get sick now, you're going to start automatically thinking some crazy stuff, man. It's just,
bro, the funny thing is like, everybody does this. I don't feel bad about it, but I'm like, I was just cold. I'm sweating now. What's going on, right? Everybody goes to Google, right? Yeah. I did it. And it's like COVID symptoms. I'm like, fam. Like, if I looked the same exact thing up a year ago, that would not have been the results. It would have been like food poisoning, which, like, it turned out I just ate something that I had to get rid of. But
right. Oh my God, that's it. That like that right there. Like if that happens, then like all I see is those guys with the casket. They're just like oh, I would be a mess if it came to that, bro. I wouldn't even be able to do nothing, man. You probably handled it better because you're much more level headed than I am. Me, I'm gonna be out the window with it.
I was like, yeah, man, that is no way I got COVID, bro. Like, come on, bro.
You start retracing your steps. You start trying to figure out, what dirty ass person was I around? And it's like, and you start to think about it. But then when you start to think about it, you're like, nah, it definitely couldn't be me because I didn't, I haven't been around anybody like that, so.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, like I have been around people that are my consistent people,
right?
Especially since like work has like they started pulling us back in, and I've been in the office more, and yeah, man.
Well, last night I actually went. I went to dinner. Like I actually left the house and went to dinner. Like it was crazy. But there was like nobody in the place. I mean, yeah, and you also have to remember it's Monday night, right. But it was like going out and being out eating indoors. It felt weird. It felt weird. It was super weird. Like everybody's walking around in masks, and everybody just sitting around looking at each other like, it's strange time for sure. Like, but I was really happy that I got out the house. It was shout out to Rennie. It was his birthday over the weekend, so I went out with him real quick.
Dope.
All right. Let's get to the shits real quick then. Let's do it.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
No. I gotta turn that up. No.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
That's it. All right. So so you sent me a tweet. I think it was yesterday or the day before, something like that. And it's Offset on live, but he's having a confrontation with police.
Yeah.
Okay. What exactly, transpired there? Like I watched the video, right? And it looked like they were trying to open his door and things like that. Like was this so like correct me if I'm wrong. This was like right after a Trump rally, something like that?
During.
Okay, so he drove through it.
Yeah.
Okay. So he drove through it and what? What did they pull him over for?
With Cardi driving behind him, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that too.
So they pull him over and they say they got reports that they were waving guns in the vehicle.
You can't see in the car to wave a gun at a vehicle. They got to roll their window down.
Right. So, I mean, look, my guess, right? I'm spitballing, but my guess is they rode through a Trump rally. Obviously.
Karen got on the phone.
Karen, you know. I mean.
They probably said some shit.
Right. They probably said some shit because they saw them riding through. there may have been some horns beeping or whatever so they can get through, because I imagine, right, that traffic is like backed up. There's people everywhere. And somebody probably got, crazy and just saw black and brown people and made the call.
Right.
And really, me personally, that's a call that the police shouldn't have taken that seriously. Once they pulled up on them, I don't think they should have been that aggressive. Right. Apparently there were guns drawn too. Like,
and he's right about what he was saying. He's like, y'all know exactly who I am. I'm Offset from the Migos. He's like, y'all, they're all young enough to know who he is.
Especially the woman. I was looking at that woman. Like, I know for a fact
you know who that is. Yeah, like, and then he's like, you can't open my door. You can't open my door. For sure, they just opened the door and everything. And like, yeah, it's Offset. I'm sure that he got out and everything's fine or whatever, right? But that's indicative of what's going on with so many other people, right? Like, the only difference is that we were able to get that footage right away because of his status. There's plenty of people that have recorded videos like that we'll never get to see, or we barely ever see. But because it happened to him, he was able to use that to show us that, and in the comments, right? Even if you got a Benz, you just an N-word in a coupe. Yeah. Like, it's sad. It's sad. That line is very sad. It was supposed to be funny, but it's very sad now when you really think about it because of how true it is.
Yeah, man.
It's just, yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, look, he just, apparently they smoothed it over. Like, they pulled him outside of the car. They talked to him for about a half hour. Cardi showed up.
She was yelling.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, though? I want my wife to have that sort of energy.
Right?
So you know what? We talk a lot of shit or whatever, but good for you, Cardi.
And even with her like wanting the divorce, she still pulled up like, "Yo, that's my husband. What is going on?" Like, so that was pretty dope to see, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, like you said, like she's much more socially conscious right now, like and aware. So we always have to give her that respect when it comes to that.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. That one just is like, that one's not even really funny. Honestly, it's more is just what the fuck. Like
literally what the fuck.
Like, how could that play out like that on Instagram like that? Like, and you guys just don't give a fuck. Like, that shit is crazy, man. Like, I think really, like, if again, pure speculation, I think that they were like, this is about to be blasted all over the place, and we already look crazy for what we're doing, so let's not detain him any further. So they can stay away from it, because he's telling them like, "Yo, I'm gonna sue the shit out y'all," like in the video. And why shouldn't he? His rights are being violated. So
100%. I mean, look, probable cause is one thing, right? Like, okay, we have probable cause. We want to search a car is one thing. To pull up though, with guns drawn on them, which is wild. That was just wild. I mean, look, bro, they're like. We've seen it. We've seen white boys walk right down the street with automatic weapons and nobody did anything to them. So that's pretty good.
Right. Keeping in the same spirit of this, so in Arizona, there was a Trump rally, but there was also a football game in Arizona on Monday night. And DeAndre Hopkins, who plays for the Arizona Cardinals, drives through with his Ferrari, and he gives two big-ass middle fingers to the whole Trump crowd. Bravo.
Yeah.
Way to go, DeAndre Hopkins. But I wanted to change a little bit of a narrative that is thrown on us, because we're the ones who are trying to be politically correct. We're the ones who try to like be decent human beings at times on this side.
Right.
So some Trumper took a picture and was like, you're throwing up the middle finger. My 8-year-old son saw this. You're such a good, what a good hero, and blah, blah, blah. So the rhetoric that you're spitting around your son, around Trump, that's not bad. But God forbid that DeAndre Hopkins gave the middle finger to you. Good Lord. Now who's the snowflake?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That shit is so crazy to me. The main comebacks from Trumpers, chill out, snowflake, stop watching CNN, like shut the fuck up with that. And now look at how quickly the shoe's on the other foot and how soft you are. Like, come on, man. Like the shit is annoying, bro. Like, bravo to you, DeAndre Hopkins. But I'm tired of the hypocrisy. And anytime that you get into a conversation with any of these dudes on social media, it's like, oh, fake news. Stop watching CNN, blah, blah, blah. Nah, you the snowflake too. Y'all soft too. Y'all don't like it when anybody does anything that is in any way contradicting what you want to represent. So get the fuck out of here with that, man.
Yeah, man.
That shit's so stupid, bro.
I can't fucking stand them, man.
Yeah, it's too much, man, at this point. Like, it's like one thing to like be able to rationalize what it is that, you know, but again, like when we talk about people that support Trump, you yourself might not be a racist, but you yourself are saying that racism isn't a deal breaker. And that's your issue. That's the issue right there.
Right.
That's it right there. So you know, the other one that when has Trump ever done anything racist? I was like, how much time do you have?
Word.
Like, I'm like, y'all forgot about the Central Park 5. Y'all forget that his parents used to write C on applications that, you know, that people used to apply to his building for colored people. Like, bro, it's documented long and hard. Like, come on, man. Stand in your shit. Like, stop making it seem like we're just pulling straws out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, last thing about politics, and we'll get out of here and we'll start getting into some funny shit. But Governor Mike Huckabee, right, sends the tweet. Stood in the rain for an hour to early vote today. When I got home, I filled in my stack of mail-in ballots and then voted the ballots of my deceased parents and grandparents. They vote just like me, Trump 2020. Okay, first of all, that's illegal. Second of all, I think that's his stupid attempt at humor. Both are bad. Go.
Yeah. I have to go along with you that for some reason he thought that was a joke. But goddamn, bro, that's not even a dad joke. Like, that is one of the most trash jokes I have ever seen. And I don't care if that man was joking or not. Somebody go see him, bro. Like, somebody go see him about the potential federal offense, bro.
Good. You know, just like we talked about, old boy that was snitching on everybody, you got to double check. Okay, now bring the heat on yourself, you fucking dummy.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, man. Oh, my God.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So also not smart, but not even funny. Like, no sort of sense of humor, nothing like that. You know, like, and then fucking Little Pump, endorsed Trump or whatever. And then Tammy Lawrence, like, welcome to the Trump train. And I'm just like these new dudes, I don't get y'all. I'm not paying no more taxes or whatever. Bro, this is going to be the most successful year you ever had. We're not going to hear from you in another 2-3 years at all.
Bro, Pump don't even have enough money for that shit.
That's
bro.
what I'm talking about, bro. Like, all that shit is so funny to me. All
Cut
that
it out, bro.
Like, yeah, like all that ice and all that shit is either rented or you literally spent your last dime on it and that's it. Like, you have no shows, you have no music right now. You're not moving in any way at all, but you worried about that tax shit. Get the fuck out of here. All right, enough with the politics. Fuck him. He's done.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
All right. Well, I guess this goes in with politics too, right? Kanye West and Joe Rogan. I don't know where to start. I did not watch this 3-hour interview. Okay. But the one thing that everybody was saying was, oh, Joe Rogan don't back down. He gonna hold his feet to the fire. Get the fuck out of here. First example was when he had him clarify the slavery isn't a choice remark.
Right.
You fed him the answer.
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna say all that. You said it for him. You said, oh yeah, what you meant was people get themselves into deals that are like slavery in the business one. He's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No. You said people coming over on boats for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. That's not what you said at all. And there's no way that you even trying to spin it that way makes what you said even worse because you're not even aware of what you said.
Right.
Like is it Van Lathan, right?
That was him, yeah.
Yeah, so he retweeted. He was like, bullshit, I was there. You know, like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, bro. And we all saw it. We all know what we saw and what we heard, bro. Like, you don't have the talent to talk us out of what we saw and what we heard. Like, come on, fam.
Yeah, man. And then, you know, God wants me to do this. Leader of the free world. I'm the new Michael Jordan as far as products. I couldn't even sit and listen to this shit, man. Like it's just so far gone at this point that I couldn't even watch it for any sort of entertainment value, even to cut up some clips and like laugh about it. Like it's so sad and it's so horrible right now for him, bro. Like he's gone. He's fucking gone, bro. Like he's not coming back, man. And the thing is too, is the people that blindly support him, that's the problem, right? Like and he did spit some facts about when he joined Adidas, where they were market share, where they are now. When he joined Gap, his market share and where they are now. He's right about that, you know? Then he even gets into the master shit and he talks about, I wanted to buy my masters, but I was thinking too small. I want to buy Universal. All right, that's kind of a good idea, but it's like, bro, you're so detached from everything right now. It's like, I can't even take, even if you say one thing that actually holds value, but you say 10 other things that don't, I don't give a fuck about that one.
Right.
Like it don't make no sense, man. Like someone help Kanye West, bro. Like I feel like I've been saying this almost every episode. Like, what is wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you? And Joe Rogan, get the fuck out of my face, bro. You didn't sit there and ask him no tough questions, nothing like that. You force fed him that bullshit answer. You went and you racking up the likes and you racking up everything or whatever right now. Get the fuck out of here, Joe Rogan. Every time I hear his name, all I can think of is fucking Chappelle, yo. I swear to God, man. I'm gonna tell you something I don't know y'all know about me, Joe Rogan.
I smoke rock. Every time, bro.
He's like, you don't have to get out. Oh, good. Turn on these lights. I'm gonna take a nap. All right. Well, let's stay with Kanye West, right? Let's keep it music though. So you send me a tweet, and I'm gonna play it. Actually, I think I'm gonna find it because I think I want everybody to at least get a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
You send me something that is basically a lost Andre 3000 verse, right? For Cop Shot the Kid, which is probably the best song on Nasir for me, which is Nas's album, right? The one with Kanye.
Yeah, man.
So
it's one of the better songs.
Right. Let me turn this up so I could play it the right way. All right, forget it. So, okay, that's fire. But you cut that verse? Talk to me, Trills. Explain this shit to me because I'm getting mad.
Yo, for starters, you could hear 3 Stacks floating on that shit, bro. Floating on that shit, bro. And to think, first of all, we know how obscure a 3 Stacks verse is. To think that you denied us that, I'm assuming for the purpose of your verse. That's my assumption. Could be a wrong assumption.
Either but no, way, you hit the nail on the head, though. You hit the nail on the head. It's like Groundhog's Day, right? When Andre 3000 gives you a verse.
Yeah.
You get one of those, and you're like, nah, cut it. Like, it makes me start to question where you are mentally and what you really understand about this game at this point, right? Like,
right.
Why aren't you as excited as we are for that?
Right. That's a problem, bro. You probably should leave this genre if you can't see the importance of that 3 Stacks verse.
And think about what that song's talking about.
Yes.
Now you're gonna have 3000 with a gem of a verse talking about something that's socially relevant right now, and you still couldn't piece all that shit together. Like, okay, so even if you made that mistake, right? Even if you made that mistake and you said, you know what, put a remix out, something. Why do we have to find out about this verse the way that we do?
Yeah, man.
Twitter, like I don't understand it, man. I really don't, man. And it's like you're losing your grip on this fucking game. You're losing your grip on it, right?
Man.
Like you're not the same person, clearly. Now, see, look, it's one thing for you to not be in your right mind with all the other shit, but now you're not in your right mind in creating, and that's scary. That's what worries me more than the other shit.
I mean, bro, And it was traded in for that goddamn cop apologist verse where he's like, "Oh, the police just want to go home and all this other shit." Like, bro, like, come on, you could have left that shit off, bro. And like, the more that is developing, I feel for Nas, man, because I have seen people ask Nas how he felt about that album, and Nas is like, "Man, this is my least favorite body of work, and we just didn't spend enough time on it, and he was just rushing it, and that's more and more obvious every day."
Well, that's the thing, right? Remember, I mean, I don't know if everybody remembers the rollout of these 7-song albums, right? It's like he put dates to them like 1 week after the other, and everybody was like, "My shit's coming out this day?" Like, like people are finding out off tweets that their album's dropping in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it's like, see, this is the thing about manic episodes, right? Is that you're going through it, but you're working because you're overloading yourself with work, right? You're just continuously working, right? And that's what happens with Kanye. And that's why this happens right before album rollouts, where he's tweaking things up to the last minute before he turns in the album and shit. Like, it's part of what he does with every single album.
Yeah.
Right? He says something crazy, and then he's working on the album all the way through until like the last second that he has to hand it in and shit. It's like, bro, we've seen this act. This is like the fucking, is this the same dog and pony act every time with the album, bro? And it's just, it's just, like I said, say what you want about all the other shit, but now you're losing your grip on your creativity and you're losing your grip on what works. Like that Andre 3000 shit should be a slam dunk. Like,
man.
Like, I don't even understand what the discussion could have been. Like, you ever seen that meme where they're sitting in a boardroom and the guys are like, how about this? How about this? And the guy says the right thing and they throw his ass out of the window. That's probably what happened to the one guy who was like, I think we should leave this verse alone. And everybody just fucking tossed his ass out. Like,
and what happened with Nasir? Like, where I don't remember there being like the single from that album. I don't remember any visuals for that album. Like, that was the home run. Nas and 3 Stacks was the home run.
And on that record, talking
on that particular record, it was the fucking home run, bro.
That's the one when you listen to the album, that's the one that immediately jumps right out at you. Like when you're listening to it, you're like, boom, all right, I get this one. It makes sense. Like, and it's so crazy, right? Because the beat is so simple, right? It's got Slick Rick, and everything, and it's simple, but that's the thing, right? Sometimes genius shit don't gotta be complicated.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sometimes it's the thing right there in front of your face that you haven't been seeing the entire time. So yeah, Kanye, you're gonna get all this bashing. I don't give a fuck, man. You fucking up, bro. You fucking up.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
All right. What's next? Okay. We got T.I. and Jeezy in about 3 weeks, right? Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's a great pairing. Peeling off of that real quick. The first battle that was floated out there, and I think this is going to lead to a good discussion. The first battle that was floated out there was T.I. versus Busta Rhymes, right? At first glance, I didn't have any issue with that. But then T.I. turns the battle down for what he calls a generational gap.
Yeah.
I want to get your thoughts first before, I give mine. Do you think that he made a correct statement by saying, hey, look, we're a little bit too far apart? Or is hip hop, and everybody should just get in and do what, because Busta was saying that. Busta was like, I don't give a fuck who it is or whatever. Busta's angry all the time. So, but you tell me.
All right, so I have a question ahead of that.
Okay.
When Tip jumped out the window about verses and he said, I want one of you New York niggas.
Right. He said 50 first. Remember, that's the one that we were trying to get. And I thought that was set down, like ready to go.
Right.
All right, but that never happened.
But he said one of you New York niggas ahead of getting 50 Cent, right? Mm-hmm. So if he had not gotten 50 Cent, who was the other New York nigga going to be?
Good question. Very good question.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
I don't know. I don't know who that could have been.
There's no one else that came in closer to the time T.I. came in from New York, but 50 Cent. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who else he could be talking. But I do remember him saying that he he would have taken Hove. He said it himself.
Okay, I mean, he likens himself to the Jay-Z of the South. I guess that's gonna be a quick bus ass though.
Cool, very quick bus ass. But Hove is from the same generation as Busta.
Good fucking point. Now let me play devil's advocate and play the other side. Yes, I think there is a generational gap. I do. Tip makes a good point about, bro, you play scenario. What the fuck am I gonna play? Like that goes against that. So there is, but that is a really good point. Don't ask for Hove, and then the guy who used to battle Hove, like that's what he said in his live too. Busta Rhymes. He's like, I done battled everybody. He goes, I done battled Jay-Z. He goes, I done battled Biggie. He's like, so, and Busta's ready to go no matter what with his crazy ass. Like he was looking like he was talking shit to T.I.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, he was like, you a king, we both kings. He was like, excuse me, I'm a god of this shit. I was like, oh shit.
I mean, look, bro, he is, bro. Like, if people sleeping, what I find to be very funny is later on, Tip says, all right, if you knock it down to when I came in the game, which is about 2001, let's see what's up. And in my head, Busta still got 20.
No, he do. But you leaving out his golden era is giving him a big disadvantage.
Yeah, I know, but that's on purpose.
Right. That's like saying, oh, I want to battle Wu-Tang, but you can't use shit from 36 Chambers. You can't use shit from Cuban Links. What the fuck? What do you mean? Like you can't just, so you either got to accept the battle on the terms of a full discography, a full catalog of both, or you got to shut the fuck up.
But I'm going to be honest, even Busta starting that Break Your Neck and Pass the Cavassier, it's not a wash.
No.
Place the songs in the right spot, and it's not a wash.
Right. And I mean, that's the thing, right? So Busta's catalog is so long, right? Like even T.I. said, he goes, I used to listen to you on Leaders of the New School.
Yeah.
That's like 92.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? Like you can't pick and choose. See, you're kind of changing me. See, I did say it was a generational gap, but now that I'm thinking about it and you're presenting it to me, it's like, man, you can't just pick and choose like, oh, I want Hove, but he can only use 444 and the Beyonce album.
Nah, man, that's not how this works.
Right.
Don't call out the opponent if you're going to try to wound them. You know what I mean?
Right. Or move the goalposts. Like you're like, yo,
right.
Like, oh, I wasn't around then, so nah, fuck that. T.I. did make a good point about Busta versus LL. I would love to see that. That would be really good. That would be really good as well.
What really keeps pissing me off is no one saying Missy Elliott. That's pissing me off.
But who does Missy go against?
Why can't Missy battle Busta Rhymes?
Missy can battle any man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For me, on the artist, just strictly artist standpoint, right? That could be Missy versus Busta. But if we want to talk about writer, producer, rapper, then there's Missy and Pharrell. Like there are good matchups for Missy.
Yeah,
and her and Busta would be one of them that I think would be good, but no one seems to think.
I think that, unfortunately, I mean, and I could be wrong. Somebody can call me out on this. I think that what they're thinking is that they're gonna do Missy, they got to do it with a woman.
Yeah, but that's bullshit.
Don't put her in that box.
Right. Because first of all, Missy washes every woman that's ever rapped.
Yeah. Based on hits.
Based on, like you were just saying, hits, danceability, how hype people going to get when the songs play. She washes everybody. If we talking like what, 95 to her peak, which was probably what, 2005. So,
and Missy can do it any way you want to do it. Versatility is all of it. She wrote R&B songs for Aaliyah. She's got the hard shit. She's got the shit you could dance to. Like Missy's got it all. Like
you got the verses on those songs. She has the hooks on those songs. It's everywhere, bro. That's a good one. I like that. I'm gonna be honest, man. there's no woman in hip hop that should be battling Missy. It's just unfair to them. It's unfair to all of them to battle Missy.
Would they just do a little Kim Missy one like that? Like they would have to do something like that.
Yeah, and then it would be just like completely friendly. It would be all friendly fire. And Missy would not try to take Kim's head off.
Even could.
Because, I mean, Kim's one of my favorite rappers.
Right. That's not a slight at Kim, though.
No, not at all. She's one of my favorite rappers. But we're getting Benjamin's verse, Quiet Storm's verse, and Hardcore pretty much. And like a couple Junior Mafia songs.
And Moulin Rouge.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And then, like, I mean, look, and like, just throw it to Missy because she produced the whole shit.
Yeah, man. That's an interesting one. I think I'm gonna take my time and try to figure out. We're gonna have to probably put together a Missy battle against somebody else just to ourselves because that's probably never gonna happen.
I mean, I like L and Bus too, bro.
That's a good one.
Again, man, you know why I think it's good? I think it's good because I like to see where people sleep. And people will sleep on LL, and I think people would be pretty surprised that he could keep up with Bus.
For sure. And then same. They both from Queens, right? No.
Okay.
Bus is from Brooklyn.
Busta's originally from Brooklyn.
Right. Okay. So 2 New York guys, 2 guys around the same age and everything as well too. You know, like just that would be a really good one. You know
how I feel about LL, man. Sleeping Giant, man.
Of course. So then it kind of spiraled out with the T.I. thing where T.I. I think got a lot of pressure from people online. And he was like, all right, he goes, and I'll battle Jeezy and Busta. All right, relax. Okay. One thing at a time, okay? Because we don't even know if you're beating Jeezy at this point right now. Like, and we could, we could shift the conversation now to preview that a little bit, even though it's like 2-3 weeks down the line. I have to be honest, I'm biased when it comes to T.I. and Jeezy, so I'm gonna automatically lean Jeezy. Like Jeezy shit makes me feel a different type of way than T.I. shit does.
Right.
And he has what T.I. doesn't have for me.
Right.
A bona fide classic that nobody in any part of the country can dispute. People in Cali know that TM 101 is a classic. People in New York know that it's a classic, right? That music is an Atlanta classic, probably. Like he has Atlanta classics. I don't think that T.I. has what Jeezy has when it comes to that.
I mean, Urban Legend's up there.
Yes. King's really good too. Like he's got great bodies of work, T.I. Don't get it fucked up in any way. T.I. is one of my favorite artists too. Like I really enjoy his shit.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like he has that clean ass body of work that like Jeezy has, man. That first album is like it's gonna bang forever.
Here's the thing is that me personally, I think amongst the whole body of work of both of them, I think T.I. stretches a little further, specifically on the hit record level.
That makes sense.
But Jeezy really could just fill the whole fucking thing up with TM 101.
You can just go ahead and hit standing ovation and just go walk away.
He honestly could. He won't, but he could. And that would be a crazy flex. How hard of a flex would that be?
See, you know what they should start doing with these versus things? Because you just put this in my mind right now. We got to start doing classic albums versus classic albums.
That's a great idea.
Like, literally, you guys don't get to choose songs. We're going to play your shit, and we're going to play it one after the other, one against the other, and we're just going to compare it.
That's an incredible idea.
I would love that. Swiss, Timberland, y'all going about it wrong. Come holler at us, man. I'm telling you. If you were able to get, like, picture a pairing of, like, they could even do Wu-Tang albums. Like, not even because I'm wearing the hoodie, right? Like, do Iron Man versus Liquid Swords.
Oh man.
Or like do it like that, man. Like man, they could unlock a whole other portion of this versus shit that I feel like they're not thinking about right now because they're just thinking about artists battling.
Right.
But I think we need to start settling these debates as far as the classic albums go.
Yeah. I think like after like you exhaust all the artists, because eventually you will.
Right. Well, the ones who want to do it, because everybody's not down for it. Like Nas already said, he's like, I'm not doing that shit ever. So I'm like, all right, well, thanks.
I mean, certain people, you're just not getting Hov and Nas to do that.
Nah, you won't.
Nah. You can't even get like a K-Dot to do that. Like certain dudes are just not doing that.
Nah, definitely not.
But that's a good spin-off, right? For when you exhaust that, now you could go into classic albums. That's a brilliant idea.
I like it. We're gonna.
You might not even need the artist there to do that. Like you're never getting Hov, right? But you could probably pull Ski in to do Reasonable Doubt. You know what I mean? Like.
So then, and that's the other thing. See, I think what that does is like, especially with these albums that are largely produced by one person, it also gives them their chance to be recognized as well too, right? So even if you get to a portion where like Ski can play these shits out because when we did Reasonable Doubt, you cut up the video of him chopping up dead presidents. He did it in like 12 seconds. Like it could be magical to see something like that happen. Just an idea, guys.
No, that's a brilliant idea, bro.
But you guys have the money and stuff, so it's up to you guys. Honestly, that would be something that I would be very much interested in. And
then 100% for the culture,
for sure. Exactly. All right, I think that's it, right? All right, yeah, cool. So I thought that was.
Hey yo, what the?
This one changed this week. It wasn't as crazy, but here's a good question, and that should open up a discussion. So, I think. I sent you the tweet, right? And somebody said, in this day and age, what artist could sell 1 million physical copies? Now, remember, we're not talking about streams, and we're trying to let you know what sort of accomplishment it was when physical CDs were out for you to sell 1 million copies in a week. 50 did it. Get Rich or Die Trying, right?
Yeah.
Eminem did it. Yeah. And I think the last person to do it was Lil Wayne with the Carter 3.
Right. And I think, and I don't know, I mean, there was some debate about it counting, right? But I think Speakerbox and Love Below did it.
Yeah, that and Hov. Because remember the Magna Carta? He sold 1 million to Samsung. And that was up for debate. And then I think they finally just gave it to him. And then you're right about that with the Speakerbox and Love Below. I'm gonna let you start while I look up for sure the hip hop albums that have done, and it's not even hip hop, right? Like it's other artists would never doing that. Like it wasn't possible to do 1 million in a week. Like that was a crazy thing back in the day. So who could possibly right now of the newer guys do, if any? Because I could accept zero. I could accept nobody.
I mean. We're saying that streaming still exists, right? And these people.
Well, all right. So I guess let's run.
Okay.
The way that it used to, right? And we're just in 2020. Like streaming was never like we skipped over streaming. We have flying cars in 2020, but we don't have streaming platforms.
Right. Okay. So I think if you strip streaming away,
right,
and there's legitimately no other way to hear the music besides buying the album. I think there's a chance you get that from some people.
Yes.
And I think the people are very limited.
Yes.
And it would probably, you'll hate this, but it would probably be Eminem.
Yep.
I could make a case for Kendrick Lamar.
You could.
And I would definitely say Beyonce, and I would definitely say like Adele.
One more person. Adam. Drake.
Yeah.
All right. I got the list. So I was wrong. Get Rich didn't sell 1 million a week. Surprising.
What did it do? Half of that?
No, 857,000.
Wow.
Right, crazy. So Marshall Mathers LP in 2000. Check this out, Trills. 1,760,000.
Yeah, man.
Almost 2 million. Eminem Show, 1,322,000. The Massacre sold over a million. 1,140,000.
Everybody swore that was gonna be crazy.
That was it, right? That was the one that was out of here, right? The Carter 3, June 10th, 1,006,000.
Right.
Views, which is 2016, 1,004,000. The Carter 4, just under 1 million. So that was it right there. So Views is the last one.
Okay.
If this list is up to date, even Graduation, 957,000, late registration, 860,000, Doggy Style in 1993, 803,000. That might as well have been 8 million records at that point.
That's incredible.
That needs to be adjusted for errors, right? Like that's different. 803,000 isn't equal in 1997 to 1993. No, that's not the same thing. So yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with all those people. Rihanna, right now, just because people are thirsty for her music and it's like she's got everything else clicking. But as far as hip hop goes, probably Kendrick, right? Because people are waiting. Probably Cole. Like the way that his following is. Drake for sure. And you said Beyonce, Adele. I like all those answers. Honestly, there's not really too many that you can really argue from there. But yeah, I thought that was a really good, interesting, conversation because, we just assume that things are just going to be 1 million, because they eventually will get done, but, it's a good discussion. All right. New music this week. We getting right to it because I just want to talk. You know who came out this week?
Yeah.
All right. 2 people came out this week. We'll start with the first one. We'll leave Ty for last.
Okay.
You get a chance to listen to The Food Villain?
A little.
Me too. Good. We're on the same plane. We're on the same playing field. So we're clear that there's no rapping on this.
Right.
No rapping. Even like because I looked for the features and I saw Action Bronson on one and I was like, oh, and no, he's just talking like during. Yeah, I mean it's just instrumentals, honestly. I don't know, like it's Alchemist. Like what the fuck? Like it's not really hard. The beats are dope. And I was just listening to it like right before I jumped in here because I had been listening to Ty the entire time. So, but yeah. Alchemist and Hit Boy, they're neck and neck for Producer of the Year this year, man. Like it's
man.
It's hard to argue. Speaking of that, Freddie Gibbs Friday is dropping that record with Hit Boy and Big Sean. So
yeah,
I'm gonna listen to on Friday. And it's funny that I was talking about when I went out yesterday because I was talking with Rennie and about hip hop and shit, and he's like, man, all I do is listen to Griselda, and I was like, bro. I was like, so you telling me that we can't do a top 10 list with just Griselda albums? He was like, well, how many albums? I was like, I started going through all of them and like he started adding all of them. And I'm like, bro, look at this shit, man. I was like, you got 2 Boldy albums. I was like, you got 3 Gun albums. You got 2 Conway projects. You got 2 Benny projects. I was like, that's 10. You got Armani Caesar's project. Like this, it's all of them, right? So it's just funny that like I was just like, bro, I was like, at times I feel like they pay us and shit, man. But he's like, those are the only people I'm really listening to right now, and I get a lot of that from everywhere. But it's crazy when you look at their sales, it's not translating. Right? It's so strange, right?
Yeah,
I feel like all the people that are like in the know on the cutting edge are always like, yeah, but it's like it's still not catching on,
right?
Because I look and I'm like 18,000 for Benny's album. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like.
But I mean, it's still a very fringe thing, bro. Like they just need that. They just need that one look and that one thing that transcends past the internet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know what's going to do it, but
right.
I thought Fallon might have done it, but
right. That makes sense. Damn. But yeah, man, I don't know. So it's strange, right? But I think, like we said, when people say that hip hop is bad, it's just that you stop looking. Like, and it's just, it's there. It's just not on the radio. All right. Let's talk about this Ty album. You get to listen to all 88 songs of it?
I actually did.
All right. I did too. Okay. So immediately off of the first listen, I'm like, I like this shit. I do because it's this feels like less of like just a banger filled album. And I think this was Ty trying to show you all the pockets that he can get into, because I really enjoyed all the arrangements, the switch ups, the collabs. It's a very eclectic sounding album.
Yeah.
And I think that people aren't receiving it that way because they just wanted 28 Ty bangers. And it's like, see, this is the conversation, right? When people have their favorite artist, right? Because he's one of mine. People have in their mind what they want for that album, but that doesn't mean that that's what the artist wants, right? Like they don't have to listen to you, right? Just because we think we know and we want what we want, it's like you psych yourself out by the time you get the album because you told yourself in your mind this is going to have 28 slaps on it. And
look, man, artists, before they reach the level that Ty is at,
right?
They like spend all of their time trying to make music for people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's something that's going to catch on and that people are going to like. So, I mean, when they get to that point, now you like give them the freedom to explore shit and make the shit they want to do for themselves, man.
Right. And don't you feel like here's the thing, like, we've created, you never want to feel like you're doing the same thing over and over, or you're limiting yourself. Like, the good people take chances. It may not come out the right way, but you always take your shot because you're trying to do something different.
Well, yeah, if you have some artistic integrity and you actually like what you're doing and you're not just in it for the paycheck, you're going to always want to try something different.
For sure. So at first, remember when we were talking about it, I'm like 25 songs, man. I was like, I don't know. I actually don't mind it. Now that I listen to it, because the songs transition well to each. Like sometimes I didn't even know one song was turning into the other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interludes in it. So it's not like 25 3-minute songs.
Right.
So, that's again, looking on the outside, you're just like, okay, this is going to be 25 bangers. Okay, you're wrong about that. And then it's, okay, this is going to be a long ass album. You're kind of wrong about that too. So you should always listen to the album.
Yeah.
And it's always best, I feel, even if you're not digging the album, see, like, sometimes the song's got to be egregious for me to like be like, I'm done. Like, I want to listen to the song the whole way because, like maybe sometimes I don't get it. Like, so like, I think it helps me appreciate the bangers more on people's album. But like, a song has to be like horrible for me to be like, when I'm on my first listen, it has to be horrible for me to be like, I'm switching this shit. Like, I want to listen to it.
Freak was the one where I was like,
You don't like that song?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it was just something kind of odd.
It's so basic. Like the hook and everything.
Right. In contrast to everything else.
Right.
Like sometimes it just kind of felt like it was like one of those joints that they were working on and just like stopped working on it.
Or they had a verse open and they were like, call Quavo, like just go, tell, you know what I'm saying? And he'll knock it out in 10 minutes to send that shit back, so I get it. I understand that one. So I've got 3 records from here that are going to be in my top 5 this week.
Okay. I picked one. I pulled one from it.
I know which one you picked.
There's a particular one that I actually really like a lot.
Tyrone?
And I didn't know that I would like it.
Tyrone?
See, I like Tyrone a lot, and I was going to use it, but I decided to hold it.
That's not my favorite song on the album, though.
That's not my favorite song. No.
That's the one that I listen to. Like again, when songs click immediately and you hear the sample, you're just like, all right, we got it. And then you hear the murder, the tag, the murder beats tag. You're just like, oh, here we go, and then that's it. And you're like, all right, and that's it.
I love though, like that they use like the instrumentation and how Tyrone like ends and the applause, and I love that was left in this track.
Right, because I think people don't realize that Tyrone is not a studio song.
Right.
Like that was never released on anyone's album. If you buy the version of Tyrone, it's the live version.
Yeah.
You only had to watch the video. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's what
how fire of a song is it that you don't want a recorded version of it?
Like that mystique around records lifts it up again, lifts this up, Erykah Badu. So when you lift this sample, with all this mystique around it, then you get it, and the, Ty sounds beautiful over it, and Sean goes in, so that one's easy. My favorite record on here, and it's so crazy because you look at the features, right? And the album's called Featuring Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
But there's like 35 features on this shit. Is Your Turn. Dude, when I hear Musiq Soulchild jump on this shit, and then the transition from him to Black, yo, that shit is next level shit right there, man.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is no slight to him. But how do I say it without
so Musiq and Black float over it, and then Ty's behind them.
Like Ty really actually feels like the feature here.
Yeah. And I think that's what that song's supposed to be. But yeah, there's no shame in saying that. And I think that Ty understands that too when he puts this on. You grabbing Musiq Soulchild to do this record is nothing more than for you to pay homage and give this man a shot on a big ass album and make people remember him. Because when you put somebody like this on your album, people go, oh yeah, Musiq Soulchild. Now I'm gonna go back and run up his shit. So so I believe that. I mean, look, I have nothing to back this up. This is purely just me, spitballing or whatever. But I believe that he made it that way because by the time you get to Black's part and they switch that whole shit up, that shit is beautiful. It sounds gorgeous. Like it's crazy. Like that was one of that immediately after I heard that song, I was like, all right. I was like, this is like one of the best ones on the album.
It's an immaculately produced, put together song. This shit's unbelievable.
Yeah, man. And like I said, the arrangements, the transitions, I didn't even use the joint with Pac and Kanye West, man, and Thundercat. Like this is what I really liked about a lot of this. It's not just featuring these guys, it's featuring their sounds. So like we know Thundercat's the musician and everything, but all that stuff feels like they all collabed on it and they all sprinkled something on it. Like Pac was like, put this on it, Thundercat's like, put this on it. Kanye is just like kind of just there. I hate to sound like we're bashing him all episode, but goodness gracious, you're just like there on this song. Like it's like you're just there. Like you're not really adding anything to this record. If I could speak. But yeah, man. I really like this album, man. And look, I'm biased, right? I really like Ty. I've said that a million times, but I think this is one of these albums that you could play in the background. Come in and out of, while you're having conversations with people, if we ever get a party or anything like that, or like a dinner or something like that. Because surprisingly, so much of this album is laid back.
Yeah.
Subject matter gets into the too raunchy shit a little bit, but that's fine. I knew that. That with him.
Well, yeah, that with him, and especially with like this amount of songs, like it had to have something.
Right. So like that's what Freak is about,
right.
Asian Freak, Virgin Freak. All right, like I'm like, but you're so right. It's like it's so easy, and it's like they were just like, all right, we got to add one more song. They're like, oh yeah, remember this one? Cool. Just
right. That's how it feels because some of these songs here are so complex in how they're produced. Some of the writing is so fucking good, and like that just kind of felt like the sore thumb for me.
Right. And then like the interludes transition to the other ones. That's what I was saying about how they put this together. It's like I didn't know when one song ended and the other one started. So like that's what albums should be. It should be an experience all the way through. Like anybody who really, really cares, they should be crafting each song to lead into the next song to like collectively tell some sort of story.
Here's the thing, like, and I like when people do this because it's like at some point, stop listening to the singles. You're not getting the full experience, and people are trying to give you the experience. You're missing out on what music is and how beautiful it can be when you're not paying attention to sequencing and frequencies. That shit is very important, and Ty laid that shit out here, man.
Right. So that's what I walked away impressed with. Like, like people, I read the internet comments all day or whatever, like, and it's people are just like, this wasn't it for me. Like I like this album better. I like this album better. I like this album best probably right now. And maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment. Maybe I'll have to revisit it. But I like this album best because it's displaying his full artistry. Right. And I think that what I get frustrated with is that people who want to bash Ty, right, and don't want to bash the newer guys, want to put him in a box as like, he just he sings about sex and all that shit. Well, yeah, he definitely does. But he definitely does do some, he's like all over the place and he can do whatever he wants.
I mean, I was shocked. I mean, I was my pick for the week of this album is Temptations, and when I read that it was featuring Cudi, I did not think I was gonna like it as much as I like it.
See, that's the thing too, right? And even the Post joint, right? Like, I'm not like, I get Post Malone and I get Cudi, right? I get them, but they're not for me. But I wound up liking it because, again, this feels collaborative. Like that's a great point about the Cudi joint, because like I almost rolled my eyes when I looked at it, like, like, oh, here we go, like whatever, we're gonna get a bunch of humming. But it was, you're right about that, honestly, for sure, man. So
yeah, man, that's the song that I ran back more than any other songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes my top 5.
Perfect. All right, cool. So, I mean, did anything else come out that caught your eye this week? Because, like, only thing I really saw was I saw Dave East put the Karma 3 out with the deluxe. So,
deluxe,
I've got the Handsome remix with Jeezy and a bunch of other records on there. Yeah. That doesn't feel new for me, even though that does have new music. I mean, is there anybody else? Because this for some reason this week, and it could have just been me, felt a little slow for music.
So I have to say, well, obviously it didn't happen this week. It was last week. But Tip's album is good, man.
It is actually. I was going to tell you that. Busta said it too in that video that he was yelling at him about or whatever.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, is like T.I.'s always found a way to put out dope albums, right? But they're not hitting the way that they used to, like.
I mean, he's reached the adult stage in his life, right? It's not as trappy as it used to be,
right?
It just, it happens.
Yeah. Okay. So before we get into our retro review, right, of an album that we're super fond on, and I think we're gonna wind up talking about a bunch, but something else happened today. Something that like I actually was in the building for. So Jay and Nas, during I Declare War, they came out on stage 15 years ago today. And I was actually there because my aunt worked for Power 105 at the time or whatever. So we always get tickets for that. Like, and it was so crazy because like 15 years ago, we didn't have any way to document it, anything like that, right? So I feel like anytime that I go to a concert now, people aren't even really enjoying the concert. They're recording, and then you watch the recording later, but then you still really weren't there. Does that make any sense to me? Like, I take videos real quick, but I'm not there to show you that I was there.
Right. Right.
And then you miss out on the experience.
You do miss it. When you're recording, you 100% miss it.
Right.
I mean, even when you're I'm in the studio, right? And nobody, everybody else is like, I don't know what people's problem is, but they don't want to record the sessions. But I'm like, yo, we never document our sessions. But even recording a session, you're missing out on the vibes and the fun of the studio.
Right.
You're like, if you're at a wedding or somebody's birthday party and you're in charge of filming it, you don't get to feel the experience of enjoying the party. It just strips that away from you.
Right. So I remember this like it happened like yesterday, man. Like, and it's a testament to both of those guys. Like, we'll just touch on it real quick. It's a testament to both of those guys because like they know what they were doing for hip hop, and it gave us so much more after that, like, and it needed to happen. And I think that it signified people that were from a different era, right? So both of them said some pretty disrespectful things on wax, but they both were able to come to an agreement and understand, hey, rap is rap. Sometimes we go a little too far, and as men, they, like the game needed them to be cool, like, right? Yeah. We've never seen Jay and Nas cool ever, right? And this started that,
yeah.
And, like, and I think that's what's really cool about it, honestly, more than anything. It's like, yeah, the beef gets squashed, but you've never, even before this beef, seen them really stand next to each other at all,
right.
And let alone do records or anything like that. So I think that's really what was cool about it for me. Like, it was just like, wow, now I get to stop playing sides, and it's all good again.
Right. Yeah, man. That's dope.
But yeah, all right. Good Kid, Maad City came out 8 years ago. Trills, 8 years ago.
That's unbelievable, man.
I don't wanna come off, like I said, Kendrick's my guy, probably my favorite rapper, right? But it's like I listened to this album again, and I immediately get pulled right back in, and Money Trees is just as hard, and and then just what it is, that intro, that Shireen intro,
yeah, man,
Like that's how you set off a fucking album. And we just talked about projects that tell a story across. And you know, all of Kendrick's albums do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can play Damn forward one way and then play it backwards, and it's you know, two different things, right? So you know, here's what I really enjoy about this album. Not only is it telling the story, right? But this album isn't as far from mainstream as To Pimp a Butterfly was.
Right.
Meaning this is an easy listen while making you think.
Right.
I think that's what really makes this album genius, because he's able to put what he offers in front of you, but giving it to you in a way where it's not too, because everybody knows there's a large portion of people that don't like To Pimp a Butterfly at all, because the music isn't as mainstream, right? And the message isn't easy to talk about. But that's what To Pimp a Butterfly is supposed to be. It's supposed to be about, you're not supposed to be comfortable here when we're talking about this because of what we're talking about.
Right.
This is still a story in very much mainstream. Drake's on this album. You know, Poetic Justice is like, that seems like, even if that wasn't telling a story across, like that seems just like a song cut easily, like a single, you know, like, and you know, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, and like there's no misses on this album, man. Backseat Freestyle, like you talk a little bit, go ahead.
Well, one thing that really struck me, right, when we finally got this album was that I was very excited to see somebody that wasn't the game articulate the coast, right? Kendrick does that with not just the production, but a lot of the slang and like the talking and like the skits and interludes, and he like brings MC, which is the Mad City is fucking incredible, bro.
Oh, that switch up would
bro, yeah, come on, bro. That shit is wow.
It sounds like rock music.
Yeah, right. And it feels like a war zone, right? So let's talk about building the soundscapes, bro. The shit's mind blowing. And like bringing you back to youth, like he manages to do that so well here. Like you feel the art of peer pressure, you completely feel that,
right?
And before you even get the story that the song is, all this cut in between it with these skits, with this really like eerie music behind it, just like sets the tone for how dangerous it feels to be a teenager in a urban environment, right?
Right.
And how fun it can be at the same time.
Right. This has highs, has lows, right? So Backseat Freestyle is Friday night, we out, we smoking, running beats, you know. Art of Peer Pressure is like, okay, now we're gonna go do something, like, you know, and it's like
just in an instant.
Right. And then Money Trees is y'all got away with it, you know, now you're riding high. Poetic Justice is about women, and then you start to get into all the other things, and then like by the time you get to Sing About Me, you know, the whole tone shifts. It shifts over to, you know, him talking about like, you know, being remembered, and that's why that song hits so hard for me, because that's my favorite song on the album, and that's probably my favorite Kendrick verse, because that is so relatable to anybody who does anything anywhere, right? Doesn't matter what you're doing. Everybody wants to be remembered for something, right? And you don't want to be forgotten. And I think that's the part about it that like really like anybody can relate to that. Anyone who does anything can relate to that and what he's talking about. And you know, and if I die before my album drop and then he gets shot and shit, it's like realities like that happen. Like it just happened with Pop, you know, like all these things like that, like it happens, and he's talking about it then, and it's like all that shit is relatable, man. All of it's fucking relatable. And then, dude, it like to fucking end this album with Compton and then the recipe. It's like now you're just like you're like, okay, yeah, Dr. Dre gave me 2 beats on here or whatever, but we'll put them shits for the end.
It was a flex. It was a flex. It's like, all right, so end of the story, right? And now, like, the sun rises on Compton again, and now let's just like flex and give you like the feeling of what it means to be me and where I'm from. The shit is just so brilliant, bro. He managed to get people to hate Shireen, and we don't even know who that is.
She's still a topic. She's still a topic on Twitter, man. For sure, they always be bringing that up. And then what is it? Man, fuck them dominoes. Oh, don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear your ass either.
I want your body. It's crazy.
That big old ass.
Everybody remembers the van.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's you can't say enough about how brilliant this is.
For sure. And then it's like, follow this up off of Overly Dedicated, and then you do Section 80, and then it's like this grand, and then like your first album is this. And then then see, but like then we'll start talking about like where Kendrick's at right now, right? Like, and where he is, because he has 3 like of these same judged albums, even though I can make the argument that To Pimp a Butterfly is his best body of work.
Yeah.
I'll make that argument another day. We'll make that another day. But for this, again, first album, there's something to be said about guys' first albums and knocking it out of the park. And it's like he's had this on his heart for a while, and he finally just like that's why it seems so effortless. I think you pair Hit Boy. We're just talking about Hit Boy, Backseat Freestyle. See, that's the thing. That's what I was trying to explain to somebody. I forget who was talking about Hit Boy, and I'm just like, y'all just keep forgetting. And I was like, and I think that's what this whole year's been about with Hit Boy. I think that's what this whole year has been about. Is that after the verses, he realized
the verses set him off.
Yeah, he was like, oh y'all. He was like, what? Y'all forgot? He was like, the fuck out. He been bodying Boy Wonder all year. he took that shit as like he's gonna battle him all year. Like that's what's going on with that one.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what else needs to be said really about this album. It's one of my favorites. It'll never be bad ever. It's still a classic to this day, 8 years later. Yeah, man. I mean, Kendrick Lamar, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, what can you say?
What are you about to say? All right, let's do these. We're at an hour, so let's do this top 5. And yeah, you want to start?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Let's start.
All right.
So my top 5 of this week. I ran T.I.'s album a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Half Ticket.
I like
T.I.'s. I mean, again, man, I just the Conway verse.
See, again, look, okay. All right. Should we just do it now? Like talk a little bit more about it? I mean, Benny's on it. Like, see, so like it seems like the older guys get it. The elder statesmen of the game get it. They get it. Yeah. They don't fit with the younger dudes though. Like you're not gonna get a Young Thug and I mean I maybe.
But it's like, why not?
Right.
Like,
right.
Why not?
Right.
It's going to work.
Right. Is Conway the rapper of the year, bro? Like, are we getting like to this point? Like, is he the lyricist of the year?
It's hard not to say that he is, man.
Every verse of the year is a verse of the year contender. I believe you.
Yeah, man.
All right, keep going. My bad.
Mask off Ferg's album. Ferg's album?
I didn't get to hear that one yet.
Herb put out a song called Damage.
That's the one on SNL, right?
That is fire, bro.
That's the one you did on SNL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you stole that one from me too.
I mean, I'm a sucker for that sample.
Yeah.
I mean, even when Bone used it, like I'm just a sucker for that sample.
Yeah, I really like her actually.
Yeah.
That was on there too. So thanks. You got one of mine.
Again, Temptations with Kid Cudi from Ty's album.
Yeah.
And Respect the Code from Tip's album, featuring Rick Ross.
Yeah, that was good too, actually.
Super dope.
Yeah, I only listened to it once though. I remember that one though too. It's almost like anytime there's a Ross verse on something, I'm like, I'm with it. That's my favorite song on Benny shit, the one with him and Ross.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That shit is perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So I said 3 from Ty shit. I already told you guys. I got Your Turn on there. I got Tyrone on there. That one was easy. And I got actually, and I feel weird for saying it because it's such a basic ass song. But the Slow It Down joint, like it's not basic, right? But it's like it's slow, right? So like it's weird that there's so many up-tempo songs on here, and like the songs that I really like were the laid back ones. That's why I was so confused at the reception to it. I'm just like, I don't get why you guys don't get this one.
Yeah.
So I got the Damage record too, and yo, I think we need to have a talk about Jack Harlow, bro. Tyler Hero's a dope record, and yo, the kicker rap, man. I don't know what it is about when DJ Drama said that he's gonna stand behind it. I was like, okay, let me pay attention. And then like, I thought the kid was dope from the first time I heard him. I get exactly what he's doing, and I like the pocket that he's in right now. Like that's being close to the culture. Like all right, how do I say this? He doesn't seem like he's trying too hard to be cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he definitely hangs around black people, right? Like, and he's like the guy that they don't even look at like that, right? Like, he's like close to that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's some guys that overdo it, like Malibu Most Wanted type shit, but it don't feel like that with Harlow. You know, like, I don't know, like, I don't feel like he's trying too hard or whatever. Like, I feel like he's good like that in those spaces because he knows how to move. But yeah, man, that's a dope record right there. So yeah, I mean, and the last album that he just had was really good too. So, all right, I know you had a new song come out, right? Or was it a new video?
I didn't drop anything yet. But the Let It Ring Black Parade video is coming Thursday. And Carl Kanai's video should be coming in a week or so. So this is hilarious, bro. So we already discussed a similar video to Let It Ring.
Yep. It's the same shit.
With Carl Kanai.
Wow. With who?
Stally.
Wow. Bro.
So we film our video on the 26th or 27th, something like that. We find Stally's video like a few days ago. He released it on October 1st. So probably around the same time, we were literally at the same location, probably like days apart from each other.
That's crazy. Send me that video or whatever so I can see it. That's fucking crazy.
That's wild.
You're in Jersey?
Huh?
You're in Jersey?
We were in Chinatown.
Oh, okay. Wow, in the city. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So
somebody leaking info from your somebody's telling people something.
What it tells me is that like the path is like heading in the right direction. Like we're thinking right. We're moving right.
You should always look at it that you had a good idea and he had a good idea, so it's like that's it, just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I always like see art, right? Like I went to I went to school like for visual art, and like it'd be a class of like 30 kids, and like we get an assignment, and at least 2 of us like approach the assignment the same way and do something similar because it's just the artistic mind. Like it has a few places to go, and
right.
It's just how it works.
I mean, that's all you can do, right? It's the same thing like when you write a line and somebody says the same line. It's like, what can you do, right? Like, why even complain? Just be like, you know what? I'm in the same space and I'm moving and I'm thinking about the same thing. Like it's more of a compliment to yourself than anything.
No, you should only feel crazy when your idea is being done by somebody that's absolute trash.
All right.
That's where you should feel crazy and be like, damn, like what the fuck am I thinking? Like what?
So, like you'd be like, yo, I got this idea for this video. Yo, Lil Pump did that video. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, then I would have to reassess what I'm doing, right?
gonna go back to the drawing board real quick. We're gonna erase some shit and we're just gonna start over. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. Send me the link for that video though. I want to see that shit.
Which video?
The Stally one.
Oh, yeah. I'll send it to you.
All right, perfect, bro. All right, yo. So hour 15. I think this is a great episode. New snazzy, YouTube,
Yeah, man.
moving up and everything. This is a great episode. But yeah, follow us on Instagram at the Potent Podcast. I'm right there, right here at Jason Aponte 2103. That's really Trills. There. I gotta figure out this point and shit. It's there. Yeah.
You know what this means? We don't have to tell people that it's with an S and not a Z anymore.
Boom. That's it. Now you have to watch on YouTube. We got the snazzy backgrounds and shit. My beard's coming in a lot better. It looks better. Like, it's helpful, man. It really is. No, but thank you guys for listening. Subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Leave likes and comments. That really helps us get through on the algorithms. And please leave us reviews on Apple, because that'll help get us pushed up. And the same thing on Spotify. So
yeah.
For Jay, for Trills, we out of here.
Yeah.